And with the leftover circle, we're gonna actually wrap the platter, right? We're gonna do this guy, put it upside down, we kind of eyeball it, center it. We have a little bit of excess material that we're gonna trim. So as long as we get it right, that looks right. And you see how we have two holes here? We're gonna have to cut those out after, but first I'll show you what I mean. So you stick it in there and then you flip it, right? And then once you do that, you kind of start getting the bubbles. You work your way out so that you don't leave no bubbles. You squeeze it pretty tight as you will go on your way out. So that way you don't leave bubbles, right? And we're doing that right now. You can see it as you do it. Just make sure you go on your way out. Don't put the edges in first, because then the air has no room to escape. And of course we have this sticker on the bottom, right? And that sticker is going to kind of pop up when you start trying to get rid of the air bubbles. That's all right. Not a big bump. But anything that's underneath, whether you have hair or lint or whatever it is you have, it's gonna show. So it's better if you clean it thoroughly, preferably with the lint-free cloth. So you see we're working where you can see the edges, right? We're working our way out, and if you get a little wrinkle, know where you can lift it, stretch it, and put it back. See, there's the circle. We don't want no bubbles. And it does get tiring because your thumb gets tired of pushing, but that's why you're supposed to go to the gym. Ooh, squeaky, I like that. And then we do that. Then I'm going to show you guys a cool trick how to cut the vinyl once you have it on the turntable. Because if you guys notice in here, there is an edge of silver, so we got to cut right on the black and the silver, and this is going over it, so we have excess material that we can do that. And we can take out the bubbles that way. Oh, this thing is shaking. There we go. Boom. There we go. All right, there it is. And you guys can see now I can start pushing in the... Again, make sure you double check to make sure there's no bubbles. It's never gonna be perfect. There's no such thing as that. But it's a place you feel like I want to do my best, and I can do my best. And that's all. Now, if you leave a bunch of wrinkles, then your best sucks. And I suggest you keep your day job. But if you take your time, and there's not in a rush, Rome wasn't built in a day. Or was it? Of course not. So then let nobody tell you Rome was built in a day. It takes time. It takes love. It takes patience. And love is patience, right? Love is kind. Love holds no record of wrong. Love is not self-seeking. And all that fun stuff. So, well, we're not going to talk about, does your soulmate truly love you? News at 11. We're not going to go there because we already know he doesn't. But you think he does, and that's all that matters. As long as you think he does, that's all that matters. Because when you put it through the love test, everyone fails. Because we're human. It's not an excuse. All right. Now I'm putting my nail so we can sink it in all the nice edges. Nice and smooth. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So now we have the little hole in the middle, which you can press, and there's the hole in the middle. You see that? So now what we got to do is we got to get the knife, and we got to exacto it out of there. Don't go outside of the circle because you're going to damage it. So the key is, oh man, this blade is really jacked up. I need to find my other knife. There's my X-Acto knife, and there's the hole. Not the greatest, but not the worst. So what we got to do is all these edges we got to cut around there, but I'm going to show you guys a trick on how to cut all around that edge with this. It's going to be pretty cool. But let's get back to the turntable. Now we got to tuck in. Remember the Kentucky? That's what we're doing. So we got to tuck in this whole circle. See, we cut it out. So now what we got to do is we have to fold it. Fold it, fold it, fold it. So I put it over the stove just so I can make it softer, and then it'll bend easier. But we also got to cut this hole too. So let's cut that hole right now. This is useless. And again, just kind of guide it. You don't have to be nice, but just don't touch the black, right? Because black lines matter. Pun intended. There you go. And bam. And bam. There's a circle. Now we have that circle cut out. Put that in the junk area. And now let's heat it up. And then we're gonna heat it up and then kind of flip it and tuck it, right? So let's heat it up. And there it is, guys. Fully wrapped. And as you guys can see, I tucked in the edges over, and I didn't go over too much because then it would have flipped like a couple of times here. The same thing with this. We leave a little bit just so we can tuck it in, wrap it in, heat it up so it can stretch nice. And then we got the squares. Squares are really hard to do, something you got to practice with quite a bit before you get to it. But once you do, you're all set. Now we have the platter and the turntable. And we're going to see what it looks like once we put it on. Let's see what it looks like. Alright guys, so there's the turntable right there, right? Now we're going to put the cover on it, and you're going to see the big difference. From crap to what's. 3, 2, 1. Bam! Instant new turntable. How beautiful is that? Now what we're going to do is we're going to plug it in, because we got a little secret. Well, it's not a secret, but I've never seen anybody do it. But the whole point about being creative is to be creative, right? So we're going to turn it on. There it is. That looks beautiful. Then we are going to put the platter on it, right? And then we're going to turn it on 45. We're going to start it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to let this carve the whole plastic. There you go. And now what we do, stop it and check this out. Oh, will you look at that? And that's the leftover junk. And now we're left with, ta-da! So then we put the needle on it. And what do you guys think? Before and after, you like it? Is it a go? Is it an A or a yay? Do you like the black one that I did earlier, or do you like this white one better? You tell me. Personally, I really love the look of this white one, and I am gonna have to change that other black one to a white one. But there it is, guys. 1200 done. This is Eddie Beretti with None of Your Business, Man. And we're going to be wrapping some other stuff besides just turntables, besides just cars. You guys stick around. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, None of Your Business, Man. Actually, that's my online school for marketing. So let's just go with Eddie Beretti. Just watch my videos on Eddie Beretti. EDDIE BARRETTI.